Hello and welcome. I am Dogbert coming to you with an update on Whalebert, my boosted account that I boosted. As you can see in this picture, 1 year ago this account was created and I spent the $330 to get it up to 80 day one. So, what does a 1 year boosted account look like? You're probably wondering. Well, this is what it looks like. A 21.7 million collection power. I do have Apocalypse. I didn't make a video about that, an update on Wilbert in a while, but I got him back around the new year when I was finally able to unlock him. And if you take a look at my roster, you can see my characters do not have Big Boy Apocalypse, and that is mainly due to ISO crystals, not ions. I'm working on gamma, whatever. You can see I do not have enough crystals. I have plenty of ions. I got the T5 ions right there. I got some T4. I have pretty much hoarded these, only spent when I absolutely needed to. I will not even spend the T5 on my arena characters. I will only spend them on the horseman teams until the horseman teams are done. And then they will on Apocalypse as well. T4, I do spend those on arena characters. I have to spend those on raid characters. We're getting a lot more of those. It doesn't really matter at this point. But that's the big holdup, is I'm working on Gamma. I'll eventually do Death Scene, and then of course Kestrel, Spider Weaver, and Deathpool. You can see I'm working on raid teams here. Working on the bio team, working on the tech team, just getting them up a little bit higher. Doing the newer Incursion 2.0. You can see I never even worked on Big Time Spider-Man. You know, the characters are just kind of sitting here as I'm able to get to them. I get to them and I raise them up as I need to. A lot of characters on here. If I was doing it now, I would not raise up like Hoodie and Dildo. Things like that. But I did Big Bypass. I don't know if I would build up Doom as high as I did, Squirrel Girl anymore. Of course, Rebirth, I originally was using them, so I don't really regret that. Surfer you kind of get anyway. Fury, because I did use the Invaders. Kingpin probably wouldn't build anymore. Hela pretty much came like that. Gamora came like that. Doc Ock, Vulture, I don't know if I would build him up as much. I absolutely fucking would not build the Nowhere team. The team that is useful. Nowhere. You can see, like, I just don't spend gold to put it into these useless characters that I'm no longer using. And that is something you really need to keep your with a boost account, is you can't go nuts dumping things into characters that are useless. Like, why aren't I doing Asgardians? Why aren't I unlocking Black Bolt? Why aren't I unlocking Omega Red? I don't give a fuck about him. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about Warlock. I don't give a fuck about Amity Mall. Useless. Black Bolt, fuck yeah, no. Jubilee, God, no. Invisible Woman, no. Phoenix, no. Star-Lord, no. Nick Fury, go fuck yourself. Doc Ock, well, unfortunately, he's a War and Crucible character, so fuck no. Iron Man, yeah, right. And then you just do this shit as you can. We'll get into what I've learned as well. As for Arena, I just kind of sit here. I'm lucky if I attack once a week anymore. There's really no point. I haven't spent money. I can't get into the top 10 unless I have Big Boy Apocalypse. I don't have Big Boy Apocalypse. I'm not moving much. Like I said, on raids, we're just doing, I think it's, yeah, just a 2. That's what we're currently at. I do okay in it, not great. I can get through Mystic. I can usually get through Tech. Struggle a little on Mutant, and definitely can't get through Bio yet. Characters just simply aren't strong enough. Cosmic Crucible is totally 100%. I don't give a fuck. I might attack once a match just to get the basic rewards. And once in a while, I'll actually play it and get some basic, little bit better rewards. Not much better, though. I find it much easier to just say fuck it and not do it. Same thing with Alliance War. And Blitz. Yeah, right, like I go to Blitz. Fuck that shit. But pretty much the main thing is you need to hoard your resources, hoard your gold, only spend it on characters that are actually useful. So now that you've seen a little bit of tour about what this account looks like, let's go over the things I've learned this past year. Alright, we're going to give this a shot. The dog might block some of the letters and stuff, but we're going to just deal with it as it is. I'm going to stay on the screen, I think. And we're going to talk through the top 10 things I've learned with a boosted account to be successful, what you need to do. I'll go over some of my mistakes again. I've already gone over some of them in the tour. And let's talk about this. First thing, you have to continue spending to stay on top of the arena, because I have didn't spend after the initial purchase. I fell down in the arena about 6 months in. I started falling, and you saw where I'm at now. I was able to hold up there for a little while. It wasn't really until people started getting big boy apocalypse that I couldn't stay there anymore, because they were spending money to rush to get an apocalypse, buy them more resources to build the teams I could not build because I didn't have the resources. So keep that in mind. Yes, you might be number 1 today or top 10 today, but you won't be tomorrow unless you keep spending, in which case then you're a fucking moron for giving this company money. You must build your raid teams in the order that you need them. That means currently that order is Mystic, Tech, Mutant, Bio, Skill. I could even make the argument, if you're not even thinking about 100% in that raid, fuck Skill. Now, most likely though, when the next raid comes out, Skill will probably be first. Mystic will probably be last. It will probably totally flip. So keep that in mind depending on where we're at in that cycle. Well, as of right now, you want to build your Bifrost first. You want to build your Pegasus second. Build your Mutant third. Bio fourth, the Hive Mind. So keep that in mind. That's what you're going to need to do. And when the new raid team comes out, you're going to have to shift your focus and build them up as well. Get fucked, Commander. 3. If you try to go too fast and level up characters too fast, you will hit bottlenecks. Whether that be a training ability, whether that be the gold I hit. Training mats was another one. Green ISO crystals, I hit that one quite often. And you see I'm hitting the blue one now, trying to get the big boy apocalypse. Hitting blue crystal problem. 4, that brings me to this one. Big boy apocalypse is an absolute bitch to get. Not only am I looking at the problem with the blue ISO crystals, you got to figure out when the fuck you're going to build 4 teams plus Kestrel, Weaver, and Kestrel to get them up high enough. Kestrel a little bit easier because she is a raid character, but when the fuck are you going to build Deathpool and Weaver nowadays? I mean, I built Weaver up originally because back when I started this, Weaver was meta. Because there was no apocalypse here yet, Weaver was the early game meta, so it made sense to build Weaver up for me. It won't make sense for you with the Secret Defenders out, and then whatever the new arena team is that they released to fuck over Secret Defenders. Going to be something with Mephisto, which is a very proper name because they're Mephistoing it right up your ass. That's for sure. Number 5. Only care about the new legendaries if they are used in arena or raids. Otherwise, they can go and get fucked. I'm looking at you, Nova. Get fucked. Absolutely useless legendary. Green Goblin can make it a little bit of a case. He gets used a little bit in arena, but in most cases, get fucked Green Goblin. Don't worry about him as well. The only one worth worrying about this last year is Black Cat. That's because she's used in the arena. Will she still be used in the arena once Mephisto comes and shoves his fist up her ass? Who knows? We'll find out. But as of right now, the only new legendary worth worrying about is Black Cat. Number 6. You will not have enough T4s. Period. I still don't have enough T4s. You're going to have to be very surgical with your T4 usage. You can't just throw them all on. because, oh, the envoy sucking the Scopely cock told me to put them all on. No, you're going to have to look at the character. Is it doing enough what it needs to do in what you're trying to do, or does it really need that T4? A slight damage boost might not do it, but an actual different mechanic or a huge damage boost might be enough to get the team through. If the team's getting through without that T4, they don't fucking need it for what you're doing. Don't fucking waste them. Stop being a fucking moron. 7. Like I just said, you must ignore Scopely cocksuckers, aka envoys, hype on new characters that are not arena or raid. I don't fucking care if you're using Crucible. I don't fucking care if you're using War. You must ignore them. If you start going down this road, you're going to be spending a lot of money, or you're just going to be completely fucked over by these envoys who are hyping this. And why the fuck are they hyping this? Oh yeah, because they are compensated. Well, some of them are compensated with Ultra Cores. Just like the mods on Discord are compensated with Ultra Cores. The Reddit mods are compensated with Ultra Cores. They're not technically paid because they're getting in-game items like that. Some of the cocksuckers do get the Ultra Cores. Don't believe me? Go look up the chat from Lori, who, if you didn't know, is the personal fluffer of the envoys, also known as a community manager, where she talks about sending out the Ultra Cores to the mods of Reddit, Discord, and some select cocksucker envoys. So keep that all in mind, that there are some who do get some stuff, even though they say they don't. There are some out there who do. I guess they're just better cocksuckers than the others. Who knows? 8. You must be willing to say, fuck war, and not care about winning and losing. I'm not saying you don't participate in war. I'm saying you don't give a fuck about whether you win or lose. You pretty much just use whatever it is you have for characters that you have built. You take whatever you can get, whether that be some war credits on a win, clean up some losses, look for some shield officers, whatever the hell it is. Just don't give a fuck if you win or lose. Just take whatever you get for rewards and move on. And this also means you must be willing to say fuck Crucible and not care about winning or losing as well. Again, do whatever you have to, just to, use whatever you have, get some wins, get some of those credits, you'll get some prizes. Now, when you're first starting out, you're probably going to go on an incredible win streak when you first get into Crucible, because you're going to be in the lowest ranks. It's going to be very easy to move up. But then once you get into the higher ranks, you will get your ass kicked, period. Because they're going to put you, like when you have 8 million against people who have 30 and 40 million TCP. You have no fucking shot at this. Just deal with it, move on, and say, fuck Crucible. And 10, do not worry about milestone progress. Just accept whatever free rewards you get with the effort you're willing to put in. Obviously, if you're willing to put a little bit more effort in, you're going to get more rewards. But ultimately, just say, fuck it. I'm going to play the game how I play the game. I'm going to put in whatever amount of effort into the second account, or it's your first account, I'm willing to put in. I'll take what I can get with the way they're releasing new characters and strike passes and battle passes very quickly afterwards. New characters you probably can't even build anyway because you're too busy building for other shit. So who the fuck cares? Just take whatever you can get that free gear, build up your resources, hoard those resources until the newer character comes out who replaces the character you just released anyway, and you'll feel great about not having spent on a useless character by the time you're actually able to get to them. That's all I have for today. So until next time, everybody, remember, I don't fucking care about your opinions.